Welcome back to your mat. Today's practice is going to be leading us toward Astavakrasana, or 8-angle pose, a twisty arm balance. Don't worry if you're unfamiliar with the pose. We're going to be breaking it down and building up the elements all along the way throughout class. When you're ready, let's get started toward the back of the mat in a child's pose. As you find your child's pose, just start to sway the body side to side. It's not going to be a big movement. And then pause and settle into the center, bringing forehead to the mat. And then rock the head side to side. Pause in the center. We'll take 3 breaths together. Breathe in through the nose and open the mouth. Again. Last time. And then close the mouth. Let the hands crawl to the left. Draw the right hip back in space. And let your right armpit lower closer to the floor. Pass through center and over to the other side. This time drawing left hip back and sinking left armpit closer to the floor. Crawl your hands back through center, and then shift forward onto hands and knees, finding tabletop position. Just like when we were in child's pose, we'll sway side to side. And then forward and back. Go ahead and spread your fingers, activate your hands here as we move forward. We want those fingers, the finger pads, pressing down into the ground to help us stay balanced and to help us not hit our face on the ground. That's what we're doing. Shifting forward and back. Now pause. Find your cow pose. Inhale into cow, heart nudges forward. And then exhale into cat. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Push the ground away. Option to tent up the fingers here. And then lower yourself back onto the palms for tabletop. Reach your right leg back in space. Bend the right knee. Make some circles around the right hip socket. Just 2 or 3 big circles, and then we reverse the direction. Then reach the right leg back, pausing here in spinal balance or half spinal balance. Take an inhale and think cow pose through the chest. Heart nudges forward. And then exhale, rounds you into cat. Draw right knee toward the nose. Inhale, heart forward. Lengthen. Exhale to round and compress. Inhale. Exhale, pause here, holding your exhale, squeezing right knee toward the face, hold it here. Look at your right thumb. We're lowering the right knee by the right thumb. Stay here on tented fingers, start to nudge your heart forward. And then we crawl the hands to the right slightly, the right hand off to the side, left arm reaching up and over. And then to the other side, walk your left hand beside you, right arm reaching over. And so take your time as you move back and forth. This is more of an exploration. Not really trying to move fast here, but just see how everything feels. Next time you pass through center, stay there. Start to nudge your heart forward. Option to become lighter on your fingertips. Maybe you release the hands up. You really firm into the legs. That's what's keeping us upright here. Keep lifting the heart. And then float your hands down. Plant your hands on either side of the right knee. Keep the left knee grounded as we send the right leg back in space, returning to our spinal balance, this time adding the left arm forward. Your right hand and your left shin are pressing into your mat. The left arm and the right leg are long and lengthening. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, left elbow, right knee come together, round up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee. Hold it. Inhale, lengthen. One-handed tiger pose. Bend the right knee. Circle the left arm back to catch the ankle or foot. And don't worry if you don't catch the foot this time. You're just reaching back in that direction. Return to spinal balance. Stretch long. Then find your high plank. From high plank, shift forward and back. Active hands. Next time you're forward, stay there. Lower your left forearm. Lower your right forearm. Forearm plank, we hold. Pushing the ground away actively underneath the forearms. Three more breaths. Last breath. And lower your knees, your hips, your belly. Stay on the forearms for Sphinx pose, elbows underneath the shoulders. Press the hands down as you nudge heart forward. Option to stay as you are or lift your elbows just 1 centimeter off the ground. So just barely any lift, but we're still pressing the hands down and slightly pulling them toward us so that the heart can move forward. Lower everything to the ground. Bring your forehead to the mat. Arms reaching back alongside body for locust pose. Take an inhale to prepare. And then as you exhale, lengthen to lift. So we're lengthening first. See how long you can grow here from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. And then if you'd like to add a little more lift, you can. Float down, bring your right cheek to the floor. Shake your hips or sway your shins. And relax the legs behind you, hands underneath the shoulders, tabletop, we return. And then from your tabletop, go ahead and reach your left foot back, your left leg back, bend the knee. We'll make those big circles around the left hip socket this time. Both directions. And then reach the left leg back. Start to nudge your heart forward. Think cow in the chest. Breathe in. As you breathe out, knee toward the nose, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, compress. Inhale. Exhale, we pause and we hold. Look at your left thumb. We're lowering the left knee by the left thumb. Fingertips forward, and then crawling to the left, the right arm reaches over. Then crawling to the right, left arm reaches. And so side to side, we explore. Take your time as you move, and just start to notice how it's different compared to the first time we visited this shape on the other side. Next time you pass through center, stay there. Crawl your fingers forward or out. Maybe you start to crawl them back towards you, becoming lighter on the fingertips. Lots of energy pressing down and through the legs. And then bring your hands down to the ground. Your right knee is going to stay grounded. Your left leg reaches back in space for that spinal balance. Right arm reaches forward. So first, we think about our foundation, left hand and right shin and knee and foot pressing down. Then think about your lifted limbs. Left toe tips to the right fingertips, lengthening. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, right elbow, left knee come together, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Stay here for one-handed tiger pose. Bend left knee. Sweep the right arm back. Maybe you catch the foot, maybe you don't. If you catch the foot, kick foot into hand. And gently release. Return to spinal balance. And high plank. Pause in your high plank. Broaden across the upper back. Active legs. Then lower your right forearm. Lower your left forearm. Forearm plank. And maybe this is where you stay for another few breaths, or if you like dolphin, tiptoe your toes in closer toward your elbows. But keep actively pushing the floor away. Crawl your feet away from you if you were in dolphin. We're all meeting in Sphinx. Lower the knees, the hips, the belly. Stay on the forearms. Option to find seal if you like, elevating elbows. But remember, we're still pulling heart forward. Sometimes when we move into seal, you'll see people push the ground away and just lift up, but that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for the push to lift us. We're looking for the pull. So press the hands down, pull the hands back towards you. Let that be what nudges heart forward and lifts you up. And then float yourself down. Bring your left cheek to the floor. Give your hips a shake. Then your forehead to the mat for locust. Arms reaching any direction that feels good. Take an inhale, and then lengthen to lift, exhale. So no matter which direction your arms are reaching, they're active, lengthening right through the fingertips. Same thing happening with the legs. We're here for 3, and 2. A little more energy. And release. Right cheek to the floor. Shake the hips or let your shins sway side to side. Then relax the legs behind you, hands underneath the shoulders, tabletop. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale to cat. One more time to cow. Last time to cat. Stay here in your cat. Push the ground away. Push into the hands and the tops of the feet so much you start to lift the knees. And then roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Start to pedal your dog. And pause in downward facing. Inhale, the right leg lifts high, 3-legged. As you exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to the nose. One more time like that. Breathe in, breathe out, and hold. Stay here, pushing the ground away, really pulling right thigh in toward the belly. Look at your left wrist. Your left wrist is where we're going to lower the right knee. And then release left hand toward the ceiling. Open up across the chest. We found our supported fallen triangle. And then have a seat, side body stretch, left hand toward the left foot, right arm reaching in that direction as well. And then back and forth, we floss between those two shapes. Take your time as you move. Maybe you close the eyes. The next time you find yourself in that supported fallen triangle, stay there. Really opening up across the chest. Look up and back for your left fingers. And then have a seat facing the back of your mat. Your left leg is long and your right foot is planted somewhere along the way. So the right knee is bent, pointing up toward the ceiling. We're going to fold over the left leg. So sit up tall, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, start to walk your hands forward, folding over your left leg. Now, as we're folding over the left leg, that right leg might want to open out to the side or just hang out there floppy. What I want you to do is think about squeezing that right leg in toward the right arm. So we're not using the hand to do it, but just the strength of the right leg to adduct, adduct. Squeezing in. Take another breath. And then walk your hands back up. From here, we're going to lay back onto our forearms. You might even walk your fingertips underneath your bottom for support. From here, we're going to keep a rounded C shape in the spine. Sometimes when we do boat pose and poses like that in yoga, we've got a flat back and we think about lifting the chest, lifting the top of the sternum up toward the ceiling. But for this abdominal work, we're going to keep a round spine. So I want you to think about bringing your hip points and your rib cage closer together. So we're closing this gap. From here, press those hands down. Keep that rounded shape and draw your knees over your hips. Stay where you are and then reach your right foot up toward the ceiling. We're just going to lift and lower the leg a few times. Just exploring your own degree of lift and lower while trying to maintain that round back. Pause when the right leg is high, and then lower the right leg about a third of the way down. So we're not even halfway, but we're working hard right here, just a third of the way the right leg is lifted. Now, staying here, keep this round spine, the squeezing together of the hip bones and the rib cage, just pulling together. We're holding it. Reach your left foot out and press your left heel to the top of your right foot and let your right leg meet that pressure. So the right leg working hard now, hip flexors working hard, abdominals working hard, pressing down with the left leg and matching that pressure with the right. Keep rounding. Holding here for 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Lay back. Happy baby. And then plant the feet to the floor, bridge pose. Fingers reaching toward the heels. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the hips. Just finding a little stretch, a little opening across hip flexors. And then roll yourself down. Sway your knees when you get to the bottom. Then draw your knees into the chest. Begin to rock and roll forward and back. Create a little momentum. We're going to meet in a chair pose facing the back of the mat. Sit down into your chair. And then bring your hands to the heart. Peel your right heel off the ground. Curl your right heel in towards your glutes, finding a little balance. And then sink deeper into the left leg. Pausing to hold. And then rise up to stand. Bring that right leg with you. We're finding tree pose. So you're welcome to return the right toes to the ground, finding a rooted tree. Or you can slide that right foot up anywhere along the inner left leg to find your own version of tree. No matter what you choose, grow taller in the left leg. One more breath. And we'll turn this into warrior 3. Begin to lean forward as you send the right leg back. Finding balance on your left leg. You can use your arms, any shape to help keep your balance. And then we're going to slowly land the right foot toward the back of the mat, the new back of the mat, and then turn to face the right foot, warrior 2. Now we're facing the front of the mat. One more breath here. Firm through the legs, both legs active. And then straighten the right leg, triangle pose. You might want to shorten your stance by 1 footprint and then reach right fingertips forward and then down to either the floor, your shin, or if you have a block nearby, that could be nice and supportive. Return to warrior 2. Reaching out. Then peaceful warrior, right arm reaches up and back. Lizard lunge, cartwheel both hands down inside of the right foot. Shift forward and back. Then soften your left knee to the ground. Reach your right arm forward. We circle the right arm back, reaching back toward the left foot. If you can bend the left foot and maybe the foot reaches the hand. And if so, you might want to grab the foot, but I'm going to invite you not to grab the foot today, but instead to push the foot away if you can reach it. If you can't quite reach the foot and you have a block in your nearby, you can use a block in the hand and press it into the heel at the same time. So we'll still be finding that pushing pressure. What we're doing is we're strengthening the hamstring, the muscles on the back of the left leg here. Last moment, keep pressure. And then release. Float your right hand back down underneath the shoulder, and then straighten your right leg for half split. Kind of on the diagonal. Point and flex. Then pause and walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Your right hand will stay grounded and your left arm will reach high. Twisted half split. Float your left hand down. Crawl your hands back forward, returning to that low lizard. Look underneath you here and swivel your left shin behind you. So the left toes are pointing off to the right. From here, we're going to find supported side angle. The right hand will stay grounded and the left arm will reach up, opening your chest to the left. Option to stay as you are or find half bind or full bind. No matter what you choose, we're going to have a seat behind the left foot. So just sit down. And if you had the bind, you can keep it and find seated bird of paradise, sending the right foot high. And if you don't have the bind and you just like to work on this opening, you can keep the right foot grounded and press your right arm into the inner right thigh and match that pressure as you twist to the left. So we're still pressing that right arm into the thigh and the thigh into the arm. And from wherever you are, if you've got the bind, you can keep it. We're going to go move back into that supported side angle and then to high lizard. So if you'd like to keep the bind and move there, you can, or you can release it and just plant the right foot to the top of the mat. Return to your high lizard. Back toes tucked under. Now look at your left pinky finger. That's where your left foot is about to step for Malasana yogi squat. Find your yogi squat, bringing hands to the heart. You can stay here, lifting one heel at a time, stretching through the feet. Or if you'd like to play with crow pose, bring your hands to the ground and your knees up towards your armpits or to your triceps. Eventually, we're all going to meet in downward facing dog. So get there how you like. Take your time. Add on anything that you'd like to add on and leave behind anything that doesn't serve you today. From your downward facing dog, lift your left leg, three-legged. As you exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale, pause and hold right here. Look at your right wrist. The left knee will lower by the right wrist. We'll lift the right arm high, opening up across the chest, finding that supported fallen triangle. And then have a seat. Side body stretch. And then back and forth we floss. And the next time you find yourself in supported fallen triangle, stay there. Create more space and opening across the chest. And then have a seat, turning to face the back of your mat. This time, your right leg is long in front of you and the left foot is planted. Both arms on the inside of the left leg. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we fold over the right leg. And just like on the first side, we're not letting the bent leg, the left leg, just flop out and hang out, but instead we're inviting it to be active and squeeze in toward the body. And start to walk your hands back toward you. We're still facing the back of the mat, but bend both knees, keeping the feet grounded. Walk your hands back, and we're going to lower onto forearms once again. Finding that roundedness, that C shape, closing that gap between hip points and rib cage. Bring them closer together. Draw the knees over the hips. And then we reach the left leg up and just start to lower and lift the left leg a few times. Trying to keep everything else still. Pause the next time the left leg is high, and then lower about 1/3 of the way. So not even halfway, just 1/3 of the way. So we can maintain this roundedness, and we're not losing it and finding that arch. So we're staying down and round. 1/3 of the way down. Now reach that right foot out. The right heel presses into the top of the left foot, and the left foot and leg match that pressure, so nothing is moving. Things are shaking, but they're not moving. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Draw it in, lay back, happy baby. Then plant the feet, bridge pose. Take an inhale, lift your hips, exhale. Feet and arm bones firming down. And then slowly lower down. Separate the feet a little wider, sway the knees. Then one more bridge pose, or if you would like wheel instead, you can find wheel by planting the hands by the shoulders, fingers pointing back toward your shoulders. Whatever you choose, take an inhale and then lift on your exhale. And then slowly start to make your way down. When you get to the bottom, sway your knees. And draw your knees into the chest, a little squeeze. And then rock and roll forward and back. We'll meet in chair pose. And then bring your hands to the heart. Peel your left heel off the ground. Curl your left heel in toward your glutes. And then sink a little deeper into the right leg. Rise to stand. Bring the left leg with you for tree pose. Once again, you're welcome to return to that rooted tree or any other version of tree. Taller in the right leg. And then we turn this into warrior 3. Start to send the left leg back as you tip the torso forward. Choose whatever arm position would be supportive for your balance. Then slowly we're going to land the left toes down and then turn to face the left foot, warrior 2. Take up space. Both legs working. Then straighten your front leg. Shorten your stance by a footprint, probably, if that feels good for you. For triangle pose, Trikonasana, reach forward as far as you can, and then fingers down to your shin, the floor, or if you have a block. Return to warrior 2, to peaceful warrior, left palm up. Then lizard. Cartwheel both hands down inside of the left foot. Shift forward and back. And then lower the right knee to the ground, untucking right toes. Left arm reaches forward and then circles up and back to reach toward the back foot, the right foot. From here, you can stay or bend the right knee. Remembering that we're not catching the foot, we're trying to push it away. So if you need to reach for a block or something else to create a little space between you, or to close that space between you and your foot, do so. We're matching that pressure, strengthening the hamstrings on the back of the right leg this time. And then gently release, circle that left arm back down underneath the shoulder, half split on the diagonal, point and flex. And walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. The left hand will ground and the right arm will reach up, finding that twisted half split. And float that right hand back down. Rebend into the left knee, returning to low lizard. The right knee stays grounded. Look underneath you at the right knee and the right shin. Swivel that shin so that the right toes point off to the left. And then we find our supported side angle. Left hand grounds and the right arm reaches up. Option to stay or find half or full bind. And just know that it will feel different on each side. So see what's there on this side. And whether or not you bound, it doesn't matter. We're all going to sit behind the right foot, behind the right heel. If you caught the bind, you can keep a hold of it, maybe straightening out the left leg toward our seated bird of paradise. Or if that feels like a bit too much still, you can keep the left foot grounded. Push the left arm into the left leg as you sit up tall and slightly twist your torso to the right. The left arm and left leg are working hard here, matching each other's pressure. If you caught the bind, you can keep it as we return to our high lizard. Everyone else, release. Make your way back to high lizard. Back toes tucked under. Look at your right pinky finger. We step the right foot forward. Malasana, yogi squat. Options to stay here in yogi squat for a few breaths. We have about 5 breaths. Or if you'd like crow pose, you can return to crow. Or if you'd like to play with shoulder pressure pose, you'll lift your hips up from here, snuggle your shoulders kind of underneath you. You'll plant your fingers to point toward your heels so that when we plant the hands down, we can sit on the triceps, the backs of the upper arms, and maybe hook the feet together, squeezing pressure to the shoulders. When you've had enough, we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So get there how you like. And just take a couple breaths in your downward facing. Push the ground away. Then inhale, lift the right leg high. As you exhale, knee to the nose. Hold it here. Keep compressing, squeezing in. One more moment. Inhale, three-legged. This time we move to pigeon pose, right knee toward the right wrist. And you can let the left leg remain behind you as long as that feels comfortable. Or you can bring the left leg out to the side in more of a 90-90 position. Just feel out, see what feels right for you. And you can remain here with chest lifting. You can release the hands up toward the ceiling. Or if you'd like to play with that side to side twist and opening like we did toward the beginning of class, you can. And just notice that it feels a little different with the changing of the leg shape. Just one more round of breath. Pause in the center if you're moving side to side. And then sit upright, walking your hands back towards you if you were leaning forward. Lean onto your right hip. Look back at your left leg. See if you can lift that left leg and then bring it around to the front. Both feet planted. So from here, we're going to play with another little balance, and then you'll have the option to play with the arm balance if you feel ready. No pressure. From here, we're going to take our left arm underneath the right leg and hook it, trying to bring the elbow crease to the knee crease. So we've got a lot of arm underneath there. From here, you're going to interlace the fingers, and maybe this is where you stay and you hold it there. Or you could lift your left foot and hook it over the right. Now we're pretty much in the shape of Astavakrasana, the 8-angle pose. The only thing that's different from this and the 8-angle pose is that we are going to be on the hands at 8-angle pose, but the shape is exactly this. Before we move on, just think about straightening the legs, squeezing together, and then rebending. Straighten, rebend. Straighten, rebend. Now, you can keep doing this, strengthening the legs, because you need that squeezing to move into the pose. You can stay here, or if you'd like to play with the arm balance, we'll keep this same shape, but we'll release the hands. Lean into the right hip, squeeze the legs, and let the right hip lift off the ground. It's just a little move, but it takes a lot of strength. So don't worry if you don't get it the first time or the 10th time. It takes a lot of coordination, a lot of strength, but we're building those pieces. So if you want to try a few more times, feel free. You could even stop the video, come back. Leaning forward, try to keep that left leg on top of the triceps so you can squeeze the legs. Kick out, squeeze, let the right hip lift. All right. When you've had enough, cross your ankles, plant your hands, Step back to your high plank. Maybe move through a vinyasa on your way to downward facing. Then lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale to pigeon pose. I think I might have given you some extra cheetah poses that time. So finding our pigeon pose, making the adjustments that you need to work for this side. Maybe that right leg finds the 90-90 or anywhere in between. And then your choice, what you like to do. Heart lifting, arms lifting. Maybe you crawled forward, or maybe you returned those side-to-side body stretches. Next time you pass through center, stay there. And walk your hands back toward you. Lean onto your left hip. Look over your right shoulder at your right leg. See if you can lift that right leg and then bring it around to the front, planting the feet on the ground. Now we're going to move to the other side. So I'm going to turn around to face the other way just so that I'm still looking toward you, but we're doing the other side. So now the right arm is going to come underneath the left leg. So the right elbow crease to the left knee crease. Interlace the fingers. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you lean back a little more, let the right leg lift, and you hook the ankle over. Squeezing the legs. And then we play straightening and squeezing the legs together, and then rebend. Straighten and squeeze. Rebend. A few more times. And then feel free to stay here working on this. If you'd like to play with the arm balance on this side, you'll release your hands. We're already in the shape. And then just lean onto the hands, squeeze those legs together so that you can lift the left hip off the ground. So the trick is really to keep, this time it's the right leg on top of the tricep so that when you lean over, that arm becomes like a shelf. So when you squeeze the legs together, it's easier to lift left hip off the floor. Play as long as you like. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to the mat, or if you weren't on the mat, come back to the mat. We're facing the back of the mat. And we're going to hold on to the backs of the thighs. Lean back. Start to round back, lowering yourself all the way to the mat, happy baby. And it doesn't matter which direction you're facing, we're not going to get back up. Release your feet to the floor. One more gentle bridge pose. Arms reaching down alongside body. Take an inhale. Lift your hips, exhale. And then slowly lower yourself down. Separate your feet a little wider, let the knees sway. And then pause in the center. Heel toe your feet together. Pressing the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide. And then the hands find the hip creases. And then just breathe right here. And bring your hands to your outer thighs. Invite the legs to close. And then draw the knees over the hips. Keep the knees squeezing together as you dorsiflex the feet. And then separate the feet away from one another, but keep squeezing knees together. And then return to neutral. Squeeze the legs in. Send the feet up toward the ceiling. The arms reach up as well. Rotate the wrists and ankles. And then draw your knees into the chest. One last squeeze. Wrap arms around the shins. Take an inhale as you squeeze everything tight, maybe bringing forehead toward knees. Keep squeezing. And then let it go. Stretch out, take up space. And just stay here in stillness for a few moments. Just breathe and be. Thanks for practicing with me today. I hope you found at least a little success on your way to Astavakrasana, 8-angle pose. Feel free to return to this practice as often as you need. Have a great day.